Turning to the race for the White House now, it's been a war of words this week for Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. During a rally in Florida, Trump took a shot at Hillary Clinton, calling her an unstable person. Clinton also had some harsh words, but for Trump's supporters. She called his supporters, quote, a basket of deplorables, and described them as, quote, racist, sexist, homophobic, among others. Donald Trump took to Twitter saying Clinton was, quote, so insulting to his supporters, but that he still respects Clinton's supporters even if they won't vote for him. Clinton has since expressed regret, saying she was grossly generalistic, but she said she believes the word deplorable was reasonable to describe Trump's campaign. She also still vowed to call out, quote, bigotry in Trump's campaign. But will her actions hurt or help the outcome of the election? The race for the White House is our topic this half hour. As always, we like to hear from you. Weigh in on Facebook or on Twitter. Just send me a tweet at Sally Mack, Fox 26. Joining us live in the newsroom, our panel, led by our senior legal analyst, Chris Tritico, Democratic media consultant, Mustafa Tamiz, and Republican strategist and public policy analyst, Jackie Bally. Some saying that her comments were the worst mistake of her political career. Do you agree?
Well, it's never a good idea for a candidate to attack voters, and I'm sure that as soon as she got off that stage, her handlers grabbed her and said, what were you thinking? And that's why she came out the next day and apologized. It wasn't a good idea, Mustafa Tamiz. You never want to attack voters, even if it's your other side's voters. This was a bad mistake.
Yeah, it was, and she said it, versus Donald Trump would never admit anything. He's called Mexican Americans rapists and murderers. He's tried to ban a whole race of religion out of this country. On and on and on. There is not a class of voters that Donald Trump has not insulted personally and has never apologized for any of it. So to try to create a moral equivalence between what Donald Trump does and says versus what she's ever said or done makes no sense.
Donald Trump is hardly the person in this campaign to come out and attack Hillary Clinton for that statement.
Hey, the way I saw it was whenever they were having their debate and they were going after each other, I'm like, how'd you bring me into this? Because what she's saying is, if you are ever thinking about voting for Donald Trump, or if you are going to vote for Donald Trump, this is what you are. So the fact that she's not even going after Donald Trump anymore, she's going after millions of people, that's a problem.
Look, she said the half was what the problem was, because she continued with that statement and said many of the people are concerned about the country, that they feel disenfranchised, they feel like that they're left out. The whole statement, if you listen to it, was actually very thoughtful, but when she generalized by saying half is what she regretted about. But Donald Trump has a history of retweeting very white supremacists that have maybe 10 or 12 followers, and, you know, retweeting that to a million people.
I'm sorry, but I can't
understand how he can sit here and defend her. And are we forgetting that Wendy Wasserman Schultz is working for Hillary Clinton? She's the one who wrote all those nasty, horrible, racist comments, and why she had to step down from the Democratic Party.
All right, let's.
She didn't. It was somebody who worked for her.
Let me shift gears.
Oh, she didn't do that? Why'd she step down then?
Because she stepped down.
So now
taking responsibility.
you're also defending
responsibility. She did it because she's taking responsibility.
Okay.
All right,
it wasn't that she wrote it, because you can check the emails. People
let's go to Sally. She's monitoring our social media.
All right, sorry to break things up here. Okay, let's go to Twitter. This tweet, my deplorable wife and deplorable me out knocking and handing out real Donald Trump yard signs. A lot of people using the hashtag basket of deplorables. Son Eric Trump says, look at all of the basket of deplorables in Pensacola. What a horrible statement. Donald Trump saying, you know, while Hillary said horrible things about me, I still respect all of her supporters. And she followed that up with, except for, and then she listed all of these groups that she says he's insulted.
All right.
So there you go.
Yeah, and that's, you know, it was a mistake. She shouldn't have said it. She never should have said it.
And she apologized.
I want to shift gears a minute. An email came out between Hillary Clinton and Colin Powell last week. I think that ends the email debate. Colin Powell said, use a private email. That's what I did to get around this, I can't remember the exact word, but basically called the rules of the State Department. Doesn't that end the whole thing?
The problem Hillary Clinton had that no other Secretary of State did was she used her own equipment. That is the problem that she did, not the personal email. But I don't even know why we're still discussing it, because the president is going to defend her. The FBI has said, yes, she's incompetent, but that's okay. They're not going to press charges on her. I think we have really more meat in dealing with the Clinton Foundation, when she has herself admitted that there are policies that they need to look at, and if she's elected, there are conflicts of interest, but she's been elected for 20 years
We
now.
got less than 30 seconds. Donald Trump went on Russian television to to defend Putin. How does that work?
It's unbelievable, and I think one of the reasons why Donald Trump doesn't want to release his tax return is that possibly he's got property in Russia, and he's afraid to say anything about Putin, because if that ever comes out, God forbid, what Putin might do to his properties.
You know, what the liberals are doing on this national campaign is what they did in Houston. If you dare to speak something differently than what they think, they call you every name possible. That's what liberals do.
Just want to release his tax return, so we know what he's trying to hide.
All right, we got to leave it right there. We'll be back next week, wrapping up the hottest stories of the week.
All right, we'll see y'all then. Happy Sunday.